Good morning. Welcome to the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. I am so happy you're here with me today. My name is Reverend Martha Quintana. I'm the senior minister here. And we'd like to start today with our opening chant.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Peace in my soul, peace in my power, He's given me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. He's given me everything I need. God is my soul. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God give me everything I need. God give me everything I need. God give me everything I need.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. Today, who the folks helping me out are on High Watch, Teresa Grieco, Kathy Mathiasen, Julia Washington. We also have Toby Pope and Greg Gardner, and we're so happy that they're helping us out right here inside. You just met our band. It's Andrew Kamatara, Ken and A are all in on the band today. And then in audio technical, we have our IT goddess, Annette Martinez. And of course, my beloved Mason is on soundboard. So I'm so glad that you're here with us today. Now, something really special happened. If you could hear the angels like singing above the skies and all of that, here's why. We have two new practitioners in our congregation, Carol Helms and Laura Snap. I am so happy. Kudos and congratulations. They studied for so long. It takes 4 years of work to become a practitioner. The last 2 years, they take intensive study and they take national board exams, written exams, and an oral panel to pass. And so last week, Carol Helms and Laura Snap passed. And so if you see them, please say congratulations to them. I am so proud of them, and they are going to do such a great job with our congregation. So with that, one last thing, and this is like the bummer one. I will tell you about this. So we're going to end up having to postpone our in-service service, but not because of COVID. The reason that we have to postpone our in-service service is because we had a leak in the ladies' room behind the sanctuary, and it flooded both bathrooms, the prac room and the storage area behind, and we're still cleaning that mess up. I had really hoped that we could have it done by next week. It also appears like the numbers are going up. So anyway, we have a board meeting tomorrow night. That's Monday night. And so the board will be talking about that, and we'll be able to get back with you for a better date on in-service service. But I wanted to let you know that up front. I'm still looking so forward to the time I can see your beautiful faces again. I cannot wait to see your beautiful faces. And so, anyway, with that, I would like to invite our Kamatara up for invocation.
Good morning, beautiful community. All right, let's take a moment to settle in and go to that place where we know that there is only one love, one heart, one mind, and it is the mind of God, the divine, whatever word we choose to call that, something sacred going on. And this one expresses in an outrageous variety of ways and beauty and bounty and awesomeness in each person's life. And I know in the spiritual community, each person is an expression of that one loving source. That I am, you are, we are the place where love shows up, the place where God shows up, the place where compassion and kindness and helpfulness and resourcefulness and creativity and abundance and joy shows up. And so as we live in this great big juicy messy paradox of being human and divine at the same time, I honor our time together, knowing that it's deeply empowering and insightful and replenishing and just so healing, that anything that's coming up that feels like a burden or stress or tension or worry, it just dissolves in the light and love of the divine. We surrender it all to the divine and step into our truth, knowing that each person is whole, complete, and perfect in that divine expression. And so I know that in our time together today, we level up deep and wide and feel the arms of the divine around each one of us, that we are connected even when we're apart. We're never apart. And so with the deepest of gratitude for this special time to reconnect with our truth and power up for the week, I'm just going to call it good and let it be. And at your home, in your car, wherever you're listening from, go ahead and say it real loud with me. And so it is.
So now's the time for our reading. And today the topic is called The Truth Will Set Us Free. And so I chose a reading out of Living the Science of Mind. If you don't have a copy of this book yet, you really ought to. It's a how-to, it's little vignettes, little snippets of how to live the science of mind. So today's is called The Peace That Is Within You. God is peace. This peace which God is belongs to every person and is some part of his or her spiritual nature. Whatever God is in the universal, each person is in the particular. The nature of God is incarnated in every living soul. The nature of God is incarnated in every living soul. The peace that is within you is not something separate from God. It is not something that bombards you from without. This peace is something that expands from within. Always this peace has been in you. Always this peace has been needed at the center of your being, ready to reveal its perfection and harmony. Peace stands at the door of your consciousness and awaits your acceptance of it. It does not stand outside waiting entrance. It does not stand outside waiting entrance. It stands inside waiting to be expressed in everything you do. If the possibility of your peace were dependent upon some external event, some outside circumstance, some objective fact, then you would not have a principle of peace within you. You would merely be hoping that one might either develop or be imposed externally. Oh, so now I'd like to turn the service over to our beautiful band for their special song.
For our special song today, we are dusting off some beautiful Nina Simone. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free.
Oh, I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. Oh, I wish I could break all the chains holding me. Oh, I wish I could say all the things I like to say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear, for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the parts that keep us apart. Oh, I wish you could know what it means to be me. Then you see and agree that every man should be free. Oh, I wish I could give one more thing to give. Oh, I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. Oh, I wish I could do all the things I want to do. Though I'm way overdue, I'd be starting again. I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found out to fly. Oh, I talk to the sun and look down at the sea. Then I sing, 'cause I know. Then I sing, 'cause I know. Then I sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free. Then I sing, 'cause I know how it feels to be free.
Thank you. Hi again. So today, our talk is called The Truth Will Set Us Free. And and I have to tell you, today is the first day of the rest of our lives, which you know. And sometimes it becomes a little bit of a platitude, but it's really the truth will set us free. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. And I want us to throw three words away today: hope, wish, and try. Hope, wish, and try. Throw those three words today because they keep us trapped in a kind of futility. Because you see, all of us, each of us, by our very spiritual nature, are like Maseratis. We're like these two, like souped up sports cars. And because of our beliefs, sometimes we don't believe that we are. We don't believe that we've got all of this stuff inside of us that we could take out on the road. That's confidence, is faith, peace, joy, harmony, things that we could take out on the road because we believe differently. I'll give you an example. This week, I was out on a walk. I went out on a walk with my husband, and we have well, as you all know by now, a new puppy. She's about 8 months old now. So we go for a walk. So we're walking around, and when we first start, I'm troubled. I'm just walking. I'm troubled. I'm thinking about the flooded bathroom. I'm thinking about the insurance company. I'm thinking about all the financial reports, all of these things that have to happen, all of these other things that are on my mind, and I'm walking. And then as I'm walking, I pass a woman who's out on the trail walking with a cane. And she gives me this huge smile that I could see even behind her mask. And she says, "Good morning." And suddenly I was a little startled. And it was a good morning. It was a beautiful morning because I was walking in a body that could walk. I am out there taking for granted this body that could walk. And I was out there taking for granted that the sun shining on my face and this air that I could breathe, and my body was feeling good. And I'm walking with this tall, really handsome guy that I'm married to, that I love and who loves me. And we're walking with this whimsical puppy that's trying to jump at the grasshoppers and jump on the butterflies and bark at the birds and bark at the hot air balloons. And she's just yelling because she can. And I thought in the moment, what am I doing? What am I doing? There is nothing in this moment I can do about that flooded bathroom or the insurance. There's nothing I can do about all these things that I'm worried about. But here I am losing the moment with this moment of love. And so I turned my attention inward. I focused on the moment, the sun that was shining on my face, the fact that I could walk so beautifully, that I'm walking with my partner in life, and I just love him. And everything shifted. I went from wish, hope, and try to living in the moment, to having that moment with that internal life, that internal goodness. A lot of times people, especially in our faith, will talk about the word God. They say, we shouldn't be using the word God. And part of the objection to the word God is that it has been so overused and misused that often in the name of God, people have done terrible things. But here's what I'm going to ask you to do, because I'm going to ask you to redefine God, as principle, as that life, as that love, whatever relationship that you have with it, the relationship that I have with it, redefine it, take it back. Whoever misused it, they can't have it anymore. Whoever abused it, they can't have it anymore. Take it back. It's yours. It's mine. In that moment of the divine, in that moment of God, here I am walking in God. I have entered, and I'm going to use another one, kingdom of heaven. What is that? The kingdom of heaven is that consciousness that allows me to know that I'm perfect, that I am the Maserati. Because here's what happens. We're all Maseratis. Some of us know it, some of us don't. But how do I take care of that? Do I tune in to the Maserati? Do I take care of it? Do I change the tires? Do I eat good food for my body? Do I do my spiritual practice? Do I allow myself to stay in the moment, to have access to that engine that is God? Do I have that? Do I allow myself to know that? Because ultimately, things are good. Ultimately, things are good. There has been a time when we as a group, and right now is that time. So we began to say, oh my God, the COVID numbers are rising again. And yes, I wear my mask. And yes, I allow myself to not to be infected, or to, if I am infected, not to infect others. I allow myself to do that. And one of the reasons that COVID is so elusive is because we can't see it. We don't know where it is. And so as a result, this debate goes on about whether or not a mask should be worn, whether or not I should be observing certain rules. Are they rules imposed by the governor? No. It's rules imposed by an invisible something or other that is zooming from person to person to person, and we are all working together to level each other up. That's where we are. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of the rest of my life. Am I going to make it a good one? Am I going to tap into the principles? Do I have a spiritual practice? Am I going to shift my consciousness and tap into the principle that is the divine? Am I going to tap into that principle of peace? And here's how you use it. This isn't theory. Now, you wouldn't know it from this talk, but we're teaching, not a preaching philosophy, right? But what that means for each of us, it's not just about me giving my talk on Sunday mornings. What a teaching, not a preaching philosophy means is that each of us become students of the self. We study this Maserati so clearly that we're able to use it perfectly. There is a principle, there is a God and I can use it. That is what Ernest Holmes said. There is a God and I can use it. So I become a student of the Maserati. But how do I do that? I start using the principles of God, peace. And I use this one pretty often. When I find myself in a sticky situation, I'll say, what would peace do now? Most of the time, it has me shut up. Sometimes it has me speak up. Sometimes it has me walk away. But what would peace do now? What would love do now? Whatever principle that I require in the moment, what is it that I need? And so when I start to replace those words, hope, wish, try, I'll try. Those are all words that come out of fear. They're not words that come out of love. They're words that come from anxiety, from depression, from anger, from fear. I'll try. Get this done. Well, I'll try. Do this. I wish I could do this. I hope this gets done. And here's what we begin to do is the moment that this starts to come into our head, into my head, like walking down the road, thinking about a flood 3 miles away. I wish I could resolve that. Well, nothing was going to happen right then. I'm out in the middle of the field. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Nothing's going to be resolved. What can I do right now? Peace would have me walk in the field with my husband and be with our whimsical puppy. That's what it would have us do. So today, reclaim that divine within. Reclaim your spiritual practice, because it's through that spiritual practice and the up-leveling of consciousness that you begin to reclaim your Maserati or whatever high kind of engine that is in there for you. Allow yourself to be that all you can be and get rid of that I hope, I wish, I'll try, and get into words of empowerment like I am peace, I am joy, I am happiness, I am health. Namaste. All right, it is our prayer time, and I would invite practitioners all over the city or wherever you are. If you're some other part of the country, please stand with me as we begin our prayer. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. It is the life of every person on the planet, every being, every creature. It is all that there is. And right now, as I unify with that one life, anything that does not rise to the level of the one life falls away, never to return. For I am what it is, spiritual in nature. I am peace. I am joy and happiness, beauty, truth, health. I am that. And as I know this for me, I know this for everyone in the sanctuary right now, everyone who can hear me, either now or later. Each person is so unified with that one divine that it's that anything that does not rise to that level falls away. And I affirm and declare for each person here peace, the peace that surpasses all human understanding, the consciousness that allows each of us to move into that higher being. Today, as we eliminate those words, try, hope, wish, as we eliminate these words and empower ourselves with I am, and I am that student of my own life. I am that student of this life outside of me. I am set free. I know this for each person here who is set free too. I am grateful. I am grateful for this community called the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living. I am grateful that these bathrooms are fixed and that our sanctuary is restored. I am grateful. Thank you, God, that a cure for COVID is found. Thank you, God, that all of our people in our community are well and healthy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is with great thanks that I release my word, knowing it cannot come back to me void, knowing that as I've spoken, it is done. And so it is. Amen. Thank you, practitioners. And now is the time during our service where we share our abundance with each other. You can do it by several ways. You don't have to be here in the sanctuary to do it. You can text it to Breeze, and we should be having the numbers streaming across the bottom, or you can contact our website and give through PayPal. We are always so grateful for every dollar that we have. So please and thank you. And if you would repeat after me, I am abundant and I give from my abundance. I am prosperous and I give from my prosperity. My blessings are as abundant as the stars, and so I give and receive generously, and so it is. Thank you so much. And with that, I'll turn our service over to our beautiful band.
Thank you, Reverend Martha. Never enough Eddie Watkins in my life. So this is the song, I Am the Place Where God Shows Up. And think about it all this week. How might you be that place where God shows up?
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come in this thing all night? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing in the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place that God shows up. Oh, I am the place where God moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have the health of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone. It's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am a place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows us. Oh, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows us. Oh, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Oh, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Hey, I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. The good thing about having the sanctuary empty is that I'm off dancing all around over here and you guys can't see me. Anyway, which is good for me. Then I don't embarrass myself. All right. So we have so many things going on. As I mentioned before, we will probably be postponing our in-person service, which I had hoped would be next Sunday. But we have to postpone it not because of COVID, but because we had a flood in the bathroom and we're now in the middle of cleaning up this mess. So please stay tuned. The board is meeting tomorrow night. And so the board will discuss new dates and we'll let you know more as we know more. So thank you for that. Also, our own Carol Helms and Laura Snap are two new practitioners. I am so very grateful to them. I am so happy for them. So congratulations, Carol and Laura. I'm quite proud of you. So that's the good thing. And then we are also doing a cookbook. If you are snack saints, she's our snack saint, Carol Ann Armijo, is still at work behind the scenes. And she's compiling a recipe of all the favorite foods of our folks here at the Rio Grande Center. So if you have a recipe you would like to contribute, please send it to the office and CJ will send it on to Carol Ann. The email address is office@rgcsl.org. Office@rgcsl.org, and we will get that to Carol Ann. And then finally, on a very sad note, our Tilia Hiron, one of our practitioners here, I just wanted to let you know that her husband made his transition yesterday in the morning. So Saturday in the morning, her husband Ed left, and so prayers go out to Tilia and her family. And so if you know Tilia and would like to reach out, please do. Because she is definitely one of our she's one of our community members. Ed was too, and I am and so our condolences go out to Tilia on that loss. So with that, I would like to do a benediction. I was just looking to see if there was anything else we needed to say. Did you want to talk about a little bit about the me and white supremacy groups?
I could.
Okay.
Wait a moment while the camera pans. We're all in training here. Annette behind the camera is so good. So we have been offering me and white supremacy learning circles. It is not a book study. It is a learning circle. And what we're doing is just anyone who expresses their interest in learning more about white supremacy and doing anti-racism work. It's a lot to unpack. It's very deep, it's profound, not for the faint of heart, but super important. So I challenge all of you, if you have not done this work yet, please email me or email the office and they'll get you connected with me. And as soon as a group comes together of maybe 4 to 5 people, we find a time when you can meet and we get you launched and off you go. It's really important work and it's work that never ends. So thank you all for whatever it is that you're doing right now to learn about race, because it's really incredibly important to unpack this, change the narrative, shift the system. We're in science of mind. It's what we do. So appreciate you getting on board with this one. So make sure you email. So it's kamatara.johnson@rgcsl.org. Thanks.
With that, until next week, this is our benediction. And so I know that blessings are bestowed upon us, not because we deserve them, but just because we live them. And so it is nothing that we earn these blessings. It is only that grace of God that wells up from inside each of us. And so it is from that grace of God that I bless us all. I bless everything that we do this week. And I know now that that Holy Spirit that animates each body, that spirit that animates every single body, goes out before each of us, making clear and smooth our way, making those crooked places straight, allowing each of us to know that our lives matter, they're important. And this week, each of us arrive at that level of consciousness that we choose to have. So knowing all is well and that peace is upon us, I simply say, and so it is. Thank you. See you next week.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh, I think to myself,